What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV and a beautifully honest reaction. I wanted to share this because this was recommended to me. It was in my YouTube feed, and when I saw it, I'm like, Reynolds, who is a co-host on TGIF on Fox Soul, he has his own YouTube channel, and he has a new segment on his channel called The Court of Public Opinion. So when I saw the thumbnail, and it had multiple people on the thumbnail, but it had an old picture of Martell and Melody together, and I'm like, okay, sounds like he's going to be discussing this child custody case that's been making the rounds on social media and online news. So I want to see what he has to say about it. And he's got two attorneys on his panel. He's playing the judge. Kind of corny, you know, he's got on the judge's role, but I see you, girl. It's cute. It's cute and corny, but I digress. I want to hear what they have to say. So I wanted to wait to listen to it with you guys and give my honest reaction to it. I'm hopeful that these are two attorneys that actually are on the up and up. I don't know anything about them, but one is attorney Jordan Williams, and the other is Kyra Coffey, I believe her name is. So let's just get into this and see what they have to say.
It's my two legal beagles. First up, we have corporate attorney Kyra Coffey. Get those coffee emojis ready, everybody. And joining her tonight will be our entertainment attorney, Jordan Williams. Welcome back, Jordan.
Hello,
and when we decide, what of yours was blue hearts?
Yes, the blue hearts.
All right, get those blue heart emojis together. So don't forget to ladies' night, and I am deeming court is now in session. First up, Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Oh my goodness. Who knew? Martellholt has earned his keep on that show. We know.
That's a lie. He has not earned anything. Everything that he has gotten by being on that show, it's been because of who he was attached to. And that's just the God's honest truth. But go ahead.
That the way he stays in the blogs, but we are out of the blogs and we are now in the court of public opinion. And let me tell you, Melody is saying Martell is violating his custody agreement. And he and his new side chick, yeah, you heard me right, his side chick is bullying the kids. All right, entertainment attorney, lawyer, I need some insight on this, Miss Counselor Williams. What is going on here? And what is Melody actually saying? Is she saying that no longer can they have joint custody, but that she only wants sole custody because of the bullying? Can you share with me, Attorney Williams, what we got right here?
This is such a crazy child custody case. So as we all know, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, Melody and Martellholt divorced a few years ago, but they have since been in court battling over child custody. So they had joint custody of the kids, 50-50 split. But Martell is actually who initiated seeking full custody.
Pause. Did you hear that? It's always crazy to me when I feel, and not even I feel, I know that people choose to flip the narrative for their own purposes, and they don't want to call out the straight facts that he is the one that initiated this. He was the one that wanted to be vindictive and dirty and low down. Like, what man that knows that the mother is definitely taking care of their children would try to take full custody of the children to get a check? Like, seriously, I'll be the babysitter and you pay me to take care of the kids, and then you can just go on and live your life since you don't want to be with me anymore. That's pretty much what it was about. That's all it was about.
Obviously, Melody to retaliate and say, no, actually, if that's what we're doing, give me full custody. So in the latest filings, She's actually alleging that not only has Martell not gone to court-ordered therapy with their son, but he has continued to physically harm the kids, bully them, choking them, threatening them, and talking negatively about her around the children. She's also alleging that Martell's side chick's daughter, who lives with the side chick, but is around the children, has been bullying the kids as well. So this is a very messy family situation. It looks like Martell has absolutely no control over what's going on, because those claims that Melody has listed, they are insane. And hopefully Martell is not actually putting his hands on the kids, because they had an agreement that neither parent would do corporal punishment with the kids. So Melody is also alleging that Martell has violated that agreement. So if all of this is true, Martell has a whole host of violations, and I know the judge will not be happy.
So, Attorney Coffey, is it safe to say that the court has the right, or people have the right to interpret, since he can't practice corporate punishment, that he has to use other measures in which to discipline his child, which could be examined, maybe, or interpreted as bullying?
No, if he doesn't have the aptitude to properly parent his kids, that's a problem, which I do believe that the order did say something about him going to like parenting classes or something to that degree. And what was also interesting was that in addition to just saying no corporal punishment, they actually defined and gave examples of what it was. So it really just lends itself to, he doesn't really have the proper skills or capacity to properly parent his kids.
Did you hear that? Like, I want to stand up and give this attorney a round of applause, because that is exactly what I am saying when it comes to this rationale that some people are trying to. I feel like a lot of people who are, especially of a certain age, that may have gotten what they call beat, whipped, whatever, when they were kids by their parents. Well, I gotta do the same thing to my kids because that's how I was raised. Not knowing that maybe you were being abused in some way, not saying that the parents didn't love the kids when they did those things back in the day, but a lot of that stuff, because we have so much more education, more wisdom now, and knowledge, and just knowing about the way things used to be, a lot of the times the way especially Black parents raised their kids back in the day, beating them, whipping them, and whatever, a lot of the stuff that the children did not even warrant being treated that way. They didn't try other measures to, quote unquote, punish the children or to correct behaviors. So they got beat, they got whipped. And because people survived that stuff, you think, oh, well, it's okay. And I can do that to my kids too. But a lot of that stuff, it stems from slavery. The slave owners beating and whipping the slaves. Like, you know, and so I'm not going to go off on a tangent with this because I want to try to make this segment brief. But this attorney said something that was like gospel. He does not have the capacity to be raising these children. Because think about it. Do you see anything in those 4 children that would warrant them having to have corporal punishment, is what they termed it, being used on them? He could probably give them a mean look and it would cause them to sit up straight and be, you know, like, all right, I don't want to hear daddy's mouth or whatever, so I'm going to make sure I don't do that again. But him threatening them with the belt and actually doing things, like, I wouldn't want to be around him either. And so when I heard this attorney say that, I wanted to just stand up in my seat and give her a round of applause. So all of this rationale that people are trying to put out here right now that, oh, he deserves to be in his children's lives and just let him be a daddy to his children. The man has issues. He refuses to go to the court-ordered therapy with his son. Does that sound like a man that really wants to be a part of his child's life? Like, your pride is so high that you feel like you don't want to have anybody correct you. So instead of doing the right thing, you just refuse to go, which makes you look more defiant. But you want to be able to beat your kids what are they doing that's so terrible that it warrants that? It's him releasing his anger and frustrations of his life not panning out the way that he feels like he deserves to have it. So he's taking it out on them. It's crazy.
Several other ways to discipline a child without putting your hands on them. And it's a shame if he doesn't know any of them without resorting to bullying or allowing someone else to bully his children as well.
All right, now hold on, counselor. Now we're talking about bullying is also being accused of the daughter of the side chick. Now the daughter of the side chick clearly is not putting her hands on the child. There's nowhere in the court documents is the daughter of the side chick's hands been put on the child. It's the language that's being used towards the child. So my initial question and my remaining question is, can he be using other tactics besides corporal punishment, which is being interpreted as bullying?
No. It does not seem like from the petition that was filed that they are alleging non-bullying acts as bullying. It seems like what they are asserting is in fact inappropriate conduct towards the child and trying to discipline them. So I do not believe that there were any acts that were classified as bullying that should not have been. So I do believe that he is not properly parenting his children, that he is to some degree bullying them and allowing others to bully them as well.
Amen. I know that's exactly what's happening. I don't have to be there to see it, witness it. I know that's what's happening.
Okay, Attorney Williams, this is what I need clarity on in this particular case, because I feel like, and I have been a part of a family structure where my parents, my dad's in the military, and my mother was a teacher. They had rules, and my parents were very clear that if you broke the rules, that there was accountability. In the way that they talked to me, a lot of people, the way they talked to all my brothers and sisters, a lot of people would say that it was very aggressive and that you should just let kids be kids and you shouldn't be holding kids at such accountable levels because, in fact, they felt that my parents were like being too forceful. Resume. Okay, so this is my question. So my dad was in the military and my mother was a teacher, and we grew up in a very kind of discipline and accountability household. And a lot of people felt that my parents were actually too harsh on us, that my parents actually would, in some of my colleagues, especially, you know, the other white families in the communities that we grew up around, thought that my parents were a tad bit of a bully. So I'm asking this question, Attorney Williams, could this be the case? Could he be interpreting, because he's not allowed to touch the kids, right? Because of the corporal whatever. Could it be interpreted the way that he's disciplining his kids? Could it be interpreted as bullying? But in fact, maybe it's not.
Well, he's being accused of bullying the kids, but he is also being accused of physically harming the children. So if you look in the court filings, they kind of go a little bit more specifically into what Melody is accusing Martell of. So some of those things even include showing the children videos of Melody on dates with other men and making certain negative comments about Melody. So it doesn't even seem like it's, you know, trying to toughen them up or instill some discipline into them. It really seems like pettiness.
100%. And these are two unbiased attorneys who are looking at it from a legal aspect. These are not vloggers. These are not people that are sitting around reviewing the show and following these people on social media. I actually love hearing this very fresh and professional perspective about this matter, because that's it. He is being and has been 100% petty. 100%. Showing the children videos and pictures of their mom out on dates with another guy. Like, what does that have to do with parenting? Seriously.
There's also, if you all have been kind of on the up and up with what's going on the show, Martell was recently arrested for threatening to release a S-tape featuring Melody, right? And in those court documents, there actually are texts from Martell to Melody saying, you know, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to release this, with a screenshot from the tape. So
This is in court documents, guys. Like, listen to this. This is an attorney that reviewed the court documents. A screenshot of a text, like these idiots, these stupid people on Love and Marriage Huntsville coming up on this new season that I will not be giving a rating to. Not on the DVR, not watching it live. But is saying, okay, in a text message, if you don't shut up, I'm going to expose you, and shows a screenshot from a video that they did together while they were married. It's disgusting.
It seems like these two have a lot of legal drama between them, but from reading the filings in the custody case, it seems like Martell is unfortunately using the children as a way to be petty towards Melody, again, if what's in Melody's filings are found to be true.
Gotcha. Okay, Attorney Coffee, let me bring it back to you for a minute, because I don't know how engaged you are in reality television, but right here in the court of public opinion, a lot of those cases end up in this court. And what I'm hearing from my ears as the judge is I hear a storyline. I hear...
Storyline? So Melody would go this far to do all of this, filing these court documents, paying attorney's fees, which are not cheap, for a storyline for a television show. You sound crazy. Get him up off of the bench.
These two, because they have divorced, and technically, how do you keep two people on a show that is called Love and Marriage, but they're not married? So in order to stay on the show, it just seems like they keep drumming up more and more and more and more and more mess to make sure that contract gets re-signed to bring them back. Could this be a factor in this case, Attorney Coffee?
That is an interesting point. And I dip and dabble in the show. And so I do feel like the tension between them is a big part of their storyline. However, it is very aggressive to go to the measures of legal implications, legal proceedings, especially involving your children. So if they are using this ploy to keep a storyline going, that's kind of disgusting. Like I say, involving your children, allegations against your children. Now, if it's just between the two of them, I'm going to release a tape and this, that, and the other, okay, whatever. But again, to bring the children into it and his image as a father, I feel like that's very detrimental to his reputation, his character. But maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. If they're using it as a storyline, that's very pathetic in my personal opinion.
I think in the court of... Right, go ahead.
To just add on to that, I agree it's disgusting. But also, when you, again, look at what Melody filed, she's saying that Martell is not even going to court-ordered therapy with his children. That has nothing to do with TV. Martell, why you can't go to therapy with your son? What's the problem? Again, hopefully that's not the storyline here. I think that, from what she's alleging in these filings, it just seems like Martell's being trifling and just doing what he wants to do, despite what the court has ordered him to do. So,
order in the court. Now, y'all know I'm not going to let you two ladies beat up on a man just because y'all are trying to see this one way now. Now, if he's putting his hands on the kid, the court will not have it. But we're not going to have our two attorneys and my legal beagles beating up on the men every time the man and the woman gets in a situation. All right? With that being said, let's keep it going. Well, court of public opinion. Did you like the show Mixed-ish, which was created by Kenya Barris and Tracy Ellis Ross?
All right, so that ends that segment. But again, I thought it was refreshing hearing some attorneys' points of view when it comes to this situation. And they were 100% spot on. Again, they don't have a dog in the fight. They're not representing any of the two parties. They're not mellometers. They're not even regular viewers of the show or, fans of these people. They're just sharing the legal perspective and breakdown. So these people that feel like because they have a lot of numbers on their YouTube channel, have a lot of subscribers, and they have some court documents and they're sharing their opinion about the court documents as well as their opinion about the two parties involved doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about, even if they've been involved in court situations before. Martell is just a terrible trash person, a terrible trash father. He was a terrible husband, and he's a terrible human being because he's doing nothing to try to change his ways. He was ordered by the court to attend therapy with the son, and he still refused to do it. But yet he feels like, well, I need to start addressing some things. I'm a great effing father. Who cares what you have to say? Because your words mean nothing. It's the actions that speak louder than the words. So I just found it great that Al allowed these two attorneys and also, female attorneys to come on his platform to share their legal analysis on the situation in his court of public opinion. So anyway, you all let me know your thoughts about all of it in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.